enjoying the music too.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
How is everyone today?
doing great. Fantastic.
Allah was the first one with the thumbs up.
Yeah, great.
Hi, Ona. How are you?
I'm good, Richard. I'm following you around the world.
Oh, it's nice to have you. And
Thank
I
you.
see Jessica Mobeck from World Headquarters is with us today as well. Hello, Jessica.
Hello. I'm excited to be at another one of these visits.
Just scanning across the screen. The one thing about Zoom is you have to make your room much larger as you're scrolling across to see who all's there. It's
That is true.
amazing how many people you can fit in such a small little box, isn't it?
Exactly. And we have people from different continents over here. So that is one of the best things about being online.
You know, back in the days when I went to college, some of you may have had the same experience. The question was always how many people could you stuff into a phone booth? Well, most of you don't know what a phone booth is. I'm sure you're too young for that. Or how many of you them could you stuff into a Volkswagen Bug or some really, really small car? And I'm like, well, how many people can we actually stuff into a Zoom screen right now?
That is true. Oh, we have already started. I think Sham, Sergeant Tom, we can start now. We are in the top.
Shyam, shall we start the meeting now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests from all over the world. A warm welcome to all of you for today's sensational and spectacular meeting of Desert Pioneers Toastmaster Club. This is our 412th meeting and 35th virtual meeting. My name is Shyam Sundar and I'm your Sergeant at Arms today. At the outset, let me read Toastmasters' mission statement. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me also read out the club rules. Please make sure your internet connectivity is good. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Please turn off your mics when you're not speaking. Please do not talk about sex, religion, and politics during this meeting. Without further delay, I would like to invite our visionary and dynamic person who will take this meeting forward. Please help me welcome President of our club, Toastmaster Sairam Santosh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyam Sundar. Passion is energy, focusing on what excites you. Having said that, with a great passion at heart, we Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club proudly welcome our Honorable International President DTM Richard Peck to our 412th meeting. Also, we welcome our fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and dignitaries from the District 20. How are you all? Perfect. Toastmasters is a platform where you can improve your communication and build leadership skills. And Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club will give you that opportunity to explore yourself personally and professionally. Now, kindly allow me to acknowledge the guests and district officers of today's meeting. We have with us energetic District 20 Director DTM Muhammad Salim. DTM Muhammad Salim, we would like to hear a few words from you. The Zoom is yours.
President, I believe he's not here.
Unfortunately, we couldn't able to connect DTM Mohammed Salim, but we have our Club Growth Director, Evergreen Smiley, and Every Toastmaster, DTM Khalid Abdullah. DTM Khalid Abdullah, the Zoom is yours. We would like to hear a few words from you.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. Let me recognize the presence of our international president, DTM Richard Peck. I'm sure the trios are here somehow, Didi, Salim, and PQD, Alifia. The president of the club, Toastmaster Siram. I could not see the other dignitaries, but I'm sure the division director is also there and area director, present, past, district officials, Desert Pioneer specifically. Good evening to one and all. Am I audible? Okay, great. See, one thing that we are really enjoying during such difficult time is multitasking. And as you can see, I'm holding another mic as well. I was in another meeting currently. And this is the life of us as Toastmasters. But what really inspired me is the international president himself. I'm talking about myself as CGD. I'm jumping from one contest to the other or one area to the other. But I honestly don't know how he manages all of this. So I really admire you, DTM Richard. And I think if you don't mind, let's give him a round of applause. I have only one hand. I'm holding the other hand, holding the phone with the other hand. Talking about Desert Pioneers, what can I say about the club? A club that has been there. I've been hearing about the club even before I know that there is a district. That's how I came to know about Desert Pioneer. Desert Pioneer are always pioneers in all of the things. And this is the first time, of course, our president, international president, has been there in so many other places, but this is the first time that I see him in a meeting, in a role of the meeting. So I think, DTM Richard, you are honestly in the right place, in the right club. And trust me, you would be amazed by the individuals that you have here. I would like to remind you of two things, Desert Pioneers specifically, and of course the guests and District 20 members. The first thing is renewal is knocking the door. April renewal. Now, how should we approach April renewal? And it's difficult to say in front of the president what I'm going to say. Let's not call members to ask them about renewals. I repeat, let's not call the members asking them about renewals. Let's call them to ask about them first. Let's consider members before the numbers. This is the first message to you. Second message is we are on the roll. Today we have one club, I'm proud to say is Rawasi Toastmaster Club, who added 5 members for the Tokab Award. And I noticed that Desert Pioneer added 1 so far. So 4 remaining Desert Pioneers. Can you do it? Yes, I'm sure you can. I know it is a difficult time. I know it is not really fair for me as a club growth director to say, let's just add members. It's not really about the numbers, as I say. It's about us enjoying the Toastmasters. And at this specific time, we need to be true ambassadors of Toastmasters. We need to convey what Toastmasters taught us throughout the journey of Toastmasters, the journey of self-discovery. So before you approach existing members, remember them. Before you approach new members, be an ambassador to new members. I wish Desert Pioneer and all of whoever is attending this meeting a great meeting, and please let's give a hard time to our GE in finding anything to add as an area of improvement. And over to you, Asr.
Thank you, DTM Khalid Abdullah, for the loving and encouraging words. Thank you so much. Now let me acknowledge another guest, JJ from South Korea, Seoul. How are you, Toastmaster JJ?
Thank you,
Like
Mr.
a few
President.
words from you.
Yes, I've been looking for attending a club meeting in Kuwait because I already mentioned before to Table Topic Master Alan that my father in 1980s, early 1980s, deployed to he was a carpenter, and he worked there in Kuwait for construction. And I wanted to find a club in Kuwait, and now I found it. And thanks, Richard and David and everyone here for that. And back to you, Mr. President.
Wonderful, JJ. Welcome to Kuwait. Hoping you will enjoy the meeting today. Thank you. My dear guests, due to the shortage of the time, we will take the words from you towards the end of the meeting. Now it's the time to invite the host of today's meeting. But VP Education Toastmaster Shiraz, do we have any changes in today's agenda?
Toastmaster Sairam, there is no change in the agenda. Thank you, Nawat.
Perfect. Then now let me call the host of today's meeting. Who is afraid of ghosts and is definitely bad at roast. She is none other than Toastmaster Alina Paul. Toastmaster Alina, the Zoom is yours. Wish you all the best.
What's that? Can I get started? Yep. All right. Oh, thank you, President. We now know why you are going to the division for the humorous speech contest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Not So Late Night Show with the Pioneers. In today's episode, we have fun-filled and constructive segments packed and ready to be launched at your screens. For those of you who have not been to a Toastmasters meeting before, let me give you a quick tour of what happens in a Toastmasters meeting. A Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first segment is the prepared speeches segment, where we will have prepared speeches by qualified and professional speakers who are also Toastmasters, followed by the second segment, which is the topic segment. Now, you get to experiment with your impromptu speaking skills. And the third segment is the evaluation segment, where a general evaluation on everything of the meeting, of the speakers, and of our role players gets evaluated. So is that understood? Can I see a thumbs up from everyone? Yep, are we good? 3 segments, prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. Now, that being said, if you have not been to a pioneers meeting before, we have a set of ground rules that you'll need to follow. Rule number 1, please use the reaction buttons excessively throughout the meeting. Let's give it a go now. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and beautiful. Rule number 2, please make sure that if your video is on, you need to show your beautiful face at all times. That includes occasional clapping, occasional laughing, and a look of surprise like this. Are we on board? Yes? Reactions, everyone. Great. Now, now, in order to let all of this happen smoothly, I have my own tag team who will help me throughout for a smooth meeting. Starting off with my first teammate. She is a banker by profession, the club secretary, and the assistant district PR manager. When we asked the members of the Pioneers family who the cutest person in the club is, everyone seemed to have only one name in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our timer for the day, Toastmaster June Suarez. Toastmaster June, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As the timer for today, I will be reminding the speakers of the time that they have taken for their respective speeches. So at the minimum time, I will be showing the green signal. At the target time, I will be showing the yellow signal. And at the maximum time, I will be showing the red signal. So today we have an icebreaker and we have 2 other speeches. So for the icebreaker, we have 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will show the green signal, 5 minutes, the yellow signal, and 6 minutes, the red signal. And for the other 2 speeches, we have it for 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will show the green signal. At 6 minutes, the yellow signal, and at 7 minutes, the red signal. And we have a grace period of 30 seconds. With that being said, I look forward to having a sensational meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster June. I hope we all stay in our time slots. Now, let me give you a quick fact about Desert Pioneers. We have been the district PR champion for 2 years in a row. That's right, 2 years. If you go through our social media pages, you will know why we are the champions. And this is thanks to our public relations team, which is headed by the Vice President of Public Relations, who also happens to be a psychology student. Fellow Toastmasters, you know who to go to the next time you feel stressed. And ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our counter for tonight's meeting, Toastmaster Suraya Noor. Toastmaster Suraya?
Thank you so much. Please do not come to me for any counseling sessions. It will be illegal. But if you need help with posters, you know where to find me at Desert Pioneers. Now, my job for tonight is very simple, yet very threatening and ominous for some reason. Don't worry, I am as threatening as a teddy bear. What I'll be doing tonight is counting your ahs and ums, specifically the prepared speeches, the evaluators, and dun dun dun, the role players, something special for this meeting. And at the end, when the evaluators are called in, I will be giving you my report. No need to get frightened. Just focus on what you're saying. Your content, just get it across. Think as if I'm not even there. I am like the air that passes by. So relax, focus on the meeting, focus on your speeches, and have fun. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saraya. We'll all be careful and the lookout for each other's us. Our next teammate is known for his dashing smile and was voted the most eligible bachelor in the Area 30 Council. My sources tell me that this was rigged by the area director himself. But that's okay. We support you, area director. He is an electrical engineer by profession and the immediate past president of our club. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our grammarian for tonight, Toastmaster Amrit Pookadan.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for that lovely introduction. And welcome to the Grammarian's forecast for the Not So Late show, Not So Late night show with the Pioneers. Now, speaking of the Grammarian's forecast, what is that we can expect in a meeting, in a Toastmasters meeting? Yes, we can expect a lot of good usages, ideal usages which we can take and use in our daily lives, right? So Desert Pioneers is always and known for and having a reputation to do high quality meetings. Now, today, since we are hosting the international president himself, the expectations is to be like sky high. So let me introduce to you the word of the day. The word of the day is sensational. Sensational means causing great public interest and excitement. We would love to see, because see the very fact that we are hosting the international president makes this meeting sensational. So I would look forward to see a lot of word of the day usages. Now, our sources say that in today's meeting, there is going to be a lot of raining of word of the day. And that is true, because we already started to hear the word of the day from the Sergeant at Arms and the timer herself. Now, other than that, the sources also say that they are also going to use a lot of anaphoras and alliterations throughout the meeting. Now, few of the members are also going to shine bright using a lot of similes and metaphors and making their speech much more effective. So, as you can see, the role players, they have a little bit of time, but still they've been using it very effectively. We have our president, Toastmaster of the Day, Table Topic Master, and GE himself, who will definitely show us how to use these tools very effectively. Now, the biggest expectation is from the speakers and evaluators. Looking forward to a wonderful meeting. All the best, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrit, for that sensational grammarian explanation. Hope we don't have an overload of anaphoras by the end of this meeting. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of our Program Quality Director, DTM Alifia. Thank you for joining us for tonight's meeting. We will hear from you towards the end of our meeting. I can also see that the District Director, DTM Mohammed Salim, is with us. Thank you for joining us. All right. Moving on, our show also consists a man behind the scenes, behind the screens. He's a lot like Batman, doing all the work for us when we're all asleep. He is the Vice President of Education of our club and works in the finance sector. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your claps together for our tech moderator for tonight's show, Toastmaster Mohammed Shiraz. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Shiraz. That, ladies and gentlemen, were my tag team. Oh, what's that? He's here with us? Are you sure? Oh, okay, great, great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to be at your best now. Sit up straight. All right, are we ready? For I'm about to introduce the man of the hour. He's known all over the world for his servant leadership, a project management professional who is a keynote speaker and an educational trainer. From our recent sources, we know he is a humanitarian and a racer as well. We are proud to call him our Toastmasters International President. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your claps together to welcome the International President and the General Evaluator for today's meeting, DTM Richard Peck.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Am I audible?
And over to you.
Usually I get the music just past the red light in order to get me off the stage. And the meeting was going so well, I only had a few notes right up until the Toastmaster of the Day forgot I was here. No, I'm only kidding. I know it was all done in jest. This has been a sensational meeting so far. I got my word of the day out. We're done with that. My role as the General Evaluator will be to invite the evaluators to provide some feedback for our speakers a little bit later. I'll also call on our functionaries, the timer, the counter, and the grammarian, to let us know how we've done. After they've given their reports, I will give my scathing report of how the meeting went. Although, knowing many of the members here, I have no doubt that my sheet of paper will be short and my suggestions will be succinct. Toastmaster of the Day, I look forward to this meeting and providing you an evaluation at the end. I turn it back to you.
Thank you, International President, for your warm words of wisdom. Now, before you mute yourself, I know you already muted yourself, but if you unmute yourself, let's give our viewers a glimpse of you with our rapid fire segment.
This wasn't on the agenda.
Why not? When I say rapid, I mean it. It'll only be for a minute. Are you on board?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
All right. So I will ask you 10 questions in a minute's time. Timer, please note, 1 minute. You will get if you complete all 10 questions in 1 minute's time, you will get our exclusive gift hamper. Are you ready?
Oh, sure, let's go.
Do you want to do some stretches?
No, I'm all stretched.
All right.
I think you might have to. You've got to get all those questions out.
All right. All right, 10 questions in a minute. Question number 1. Nickname your parents used to call you.
Ricky.
Susu. If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
1963.
Do you snore?
Do I?
Place you most want to travel?
Back to Bahrain and Kuwait.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Moose Tracks.
Favorite number?
Favorite number? 1.
Oh, okay. If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
Why?
Giving presents or getting presents?
Yes.
Do you currently own any stuffed animals?
No.
Climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Yes.
And our last question, fill in the blank. Desert Pioneers is
Sensational.
congratulations. And timer, did he make it in 1 minute? Yes. All right. And here's your gift number. Drum rolls, everyone. You get a free pass for all our meetings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, International President. Are you saying something? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let us now step into our very first segment of prepared speeches. We have with us 3 speakers who have come prepared to mesmerize us. Our first speaker for today has been running away from doing his icebreaker speech. Believe it or not, it took the international president to come visit our club for him to finally deliver his icebreaker speech. He is a travel enthusiast who is currently working as a senior business analyst for a financial firm in Kuwait. And to evaluate this fine gentleman, we have with us a prodigy. Yes, that's right, a daughter of 2 distinguished Toastmasters. Surprise face, everyone. She is the evaluation champion at Area 30 this year and a student of computer application. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Sana Yusuf. Toastmaster Sana Yusuf, please explain our speaker's objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alina. That was an amazing introduction. Where is my target speaker? I need to hunt him down. Toastmaster Asif, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm doing good.
All right, that's great. So the purpose of this project is for you to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. That's literally it. Now, I want you to pin the timer, but before that, should we have the timing rules being explained, or is that okay?
It's already been explained.
All right, fine. Toastmaster Asif, please pin the timer and show us a thumbs up when you're ready to go.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sana. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, speaker number 1, Toastmaster Asif Mujud, with his speech, My Relative. My Relative, Toastmaster Asif Mujud.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is an old saying, an old proverb saying, if you be with the stray animals long enough, you will end up getting their fleas when you get up. The idea of the proverb is to warn you about not being with bad company for a long time. Toastmaster of the day, International President, and ladies and gentlemen, I was 15 years old when I first heard this proverb, and me being a very average student in class, I wanted to do something radical, something different to up my grades. So taking the wrong narrative out of this proverb, I started to sit with the brightest student in class, hoping against hope, until I get the fleas of wisdom to come and fester in me. The moment of truth came at the end of the term examinations. When the results were coming in, Asif Mawjood, maths, 82. The brightest, 95. Science, okay, 73. 97? I was bad, and my motivation just went down. The same 15-year-old self was also part of the school senior choir. So we were prepping up for the annual choir contest. And I was at home practicing myself, trying to sing, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Knock, knock. That was my elder brother. Yes, what do you want? And he was like, you know that John Denver is dead, right? So what? Why are you trying to kill him again by ruining his song? Just get out. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, John Denver is the original singer of that song. And I did go to the internet, downloaded his song, and listened to it for the first time. And it was sensational. And me singing it was bad. And the same 15-year-old self also took part in a lot of oratory contests because my mom was very pushy about it. So by the time I was 15, I had taken part in so many contests that the contestants were my friends, and even the judges, I even knew their children's names. So in one of these contests, I became the first for the first time in my life. I won it. I was over the moon. There were only 2 other contestants, but that's beside the point. I won. That's what matters. But my happiness was very short-lived. After the contest, one of the judges approached me and told me I was not good enough. Excuse me, I just won the contest and you're saying that I'm not good enough? And what he told me next changed the whole perspective of how I see myself. He told me my speech was worse than my previous other speeches. And he told me not to compare my speech with the other 2 contestants, compare my speech with the previous speeches that I've made. And that hit a different note in my head. Because I realized I won the contest, not because I was good. I won it because the other 2 was bad. There's a big difference. There is a big deviation. And the problem is, I never noticed that my speech quality was declining because of my relative thinking. Because I compared myself with the rest of the 2. And I then started looking at all my other aspects of my life. As per my studies, last term, I got 76 for maths. The term before, I got 71 for maths. And this term, I got 82. But I never saw my improvement because of my relative thinking. And as per my singing, that's even worse. Me being a school student, I compared myself to a sensational professional singer like John Denver. The relative thinking was bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that you should not look at other people. You should look at the best people, yes, but you need to look at them to get inspirations, not to try to compare their lives and your achievements with their lives and their achievements. That is wrong. You need to be the better version of selves than you were there yesterday. So when I changed this formula of my relative thinking, a lot of things started opening up in my life. As per my studies, I did not become Albert Einstein, but I did do well in my academics. And as per my singing, don't worry, I'm not going to sing a song again. Our choir went on to become the first place in the district and the 3rd in national choir contest. Again, not the best, but getting better collectively. And as per my speaking skills, I did improve a lot. And I am right here in front of you, probably the greatest place or the platform on earth to improve my public speaking skills, Toastmasters. And ladies and gentlemen, again, never the best, but this time I am among the best to become a better version of myself because I corrected my relative thinking. Over to you, Toastmaster Bharat.
Everybody, can we have a loud round of applause for our Toastmaster who has completed his icebreaker speech? Stand up and give him a standing ovation, everyone. Are we all standing up? I can see you sitting down. Yes! Good job, everyone. Back in your seats. Now let's have 1 minute of silence to give our speaker feedbacks through the chat options that you can see on the bottom of your screen. Go ahead, tell him how mind-blowing it was, how sensational his speech was. Timer, I believe 1 minute is up. All right. Thank you. All right, our next speaker, she has got to be the most energetic person I have come across. Did I say energetic person? I mean energetic Toastmaster that I have come across. She has been a Toastmaster since 2013. Wow. She is known for her creative baking and painting experiments and has promised our crew here today to give away cookies to everyone by the end of this show. Go on, guys. Use that chat button to tell her your favorite flavor of cookies. To evaluate this charming woman is another dynamic and phenomenal Toastmaster, who was the District 20's humorous speech champion last year and is a senior manager at Australian College of Kuwait. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your claps together for Toastmaster Hanan Haloush. Please explain our speaker's speech objectives.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. What a very sensational meeting to begin with. DTM Arij Jafar is delivering her speech from Connect with Storytelling. That's the name of her project. She's delivering the speech from Engaging Humor Pathway, Level 3, elective project. The purpose of her project is for her to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Looking forward for your speech. I am different. Best of luck, DTM Arij.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Hanan. Fair Toastmasters and guests, speaker number 2, DTM Arij Jafar with her speech, I am living, I am different. I am different, DTM Arij Jafar.
Am I audible? Yes.
Yes.
All rise for the Emperor of China. Toastmaster of the Day, International President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Once upon a time, Long, long ago in China lived an emperor in his empire with his 3 beautiful daughters. He loved each one of them dearly. And one day, when the young ladies were at age to be married, a terrible dragon had laid siege to the empire, burned houses and villages, killed babies, all people, and everyone in between. The emperor got scared. I might lose my empire. He then announced and promised, whoever will slay the dragon, I will give a huge amount of gold. Soldiers came from everywhere to fight with the dragon. And when they were fighting it, the dragon was very powerful and he ate them all. The emperor then announced, whoever will slay the dragon, I will not just give a huge amount of gold, but one of my princesses for hand for marriage. Warriors and heroes in suit of armors, carrying swords and arrows, went to fight the dragon. But the dragon just ate them at once. The emperor got scared. I will really lose my empire. I had an idea. Maybe a maiden can melt the dragon heart. But who could that be? I will ask one of my daughters. He went to his eldest daughter. Honey, can you please go and beg the dragon for mercy?
Me? Beg that stupid dragon for mercy? No.
But you just saw all these men were eaten by the dragon.
Yeah, but I am different. You have to promise me the heir of throne, and I will slay that dragon.
He had no other choice but to promise her. She went with her sword and started fighting. But the dragon was very powerful and he ate her whole. He went, the emperor, to his second daughter. Honey, please, can you go and beg the dragon for mercy?
No, I will never do that. I will slay that dragon.
But you just saw your sister were eaten by the dragon.
But I am different. I am faster and I will slay him.
She went with her arrows and started shooting. Just like her sister, the dragon ate her. He went to his youngest daughter, asking her to beg for mercy. Please, just go and beg for mercy. Oh, dear Dad.
No, I will not do that. I will slay that dragon.
I just lost your sisters.
But I am different. I am smart and I have an idea. She went to the dragon with a bouquet of flowers. And behind her back, she was hiding her spears. And as soon as the dragon came down to sniff from those flowers, she immediately threw a spear at his head. The dragon was so angry. She then threw a spear at his feet, at his hand, and finally at his heart. But nothing happened. The dragon simply ate her.
Now the emperor was aching with regret. He is now all alone in this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, not every story has a happy ending, or warriors or princesses to kill the dragon. He's a dragon after all. But let me leave you with this question. Who do you think killed those princesses? The dragon or the emperor? Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
I am speechless with that speech. Toastmasters and guests, let's give a loud round of applause for our speaker, Toastmaster Arif Jafar. And you get 1 minute to give her feedbacks. Go ahead, type away all your feedbacks. Timer, please let me know when 1 minute is up.
Toastmaster Alina, Toastmaster of the day, can you unmute yourself, please? Thank you.
That must have been funny. Thank you, everyone. Moving on, our last speaker for today is the immediate past district logistics manager who is a sales professional and a Toastmaster by passion. His motto is, "It's never too late for anything. Continue striving your dreams." Interesting thought for all of us to think about. To evaluate this fine man, we have with us another passionate Toastmaster who is also a sales manager and believes in two quotes: live life to the fullest and be a rainbow in someone else's clouds. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Suhan Munaf. Toastmaster Suhan, please explain your speaker's speech objectives.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ray, Toastmaster Alina. I'm really impressed with the introduction, as well as my last name had 2 A's. Wow. Well, my target speaker, DTM Rajesh, is embarking on his motivational strategies level 3 elective path, where he has to inspire your audience. Well, I'm talking about Toastmaster Rajesh. He is our sensational Toastmaster in Kuwait's Toastmaster fraternity. And today you all will find out how sensational he is. I wish him all the best, and his timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I hope he pins the timer and begins his speech. So I wish him all the best, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suhan. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please help me welcome speaker number 3, DTM Rajesh Venugopal, with his speech, "It's just not possible." It's just not possible, DTM Rajesh Venugopal. Screen is all yours.
Am I audible?
Sorry?
Am I audible?
What is that? Yes, yes.
It was a scary night of 3rd March 1984. Masked men, gloved with hungry eyes. There she was, lying on the table, shouting and screaming. One of the men was holding her hands so that she could not move. And all she could do was helplessly asking people to help her. She screamed loud, "It's not possible!" in disbelief that this was happening to her. The men, all they could do was use encouraging words. Push, push, try harder. Push, push, try harder. That was my mom at the maternity hall on the 3rd of March 1984. And this is where this Toastmaster of yours was born. With the words, push, push, try harder. The first few words which came into my ears while I was popping out to witness this sensational world. And probably because of this, maybe every time in my life, there have been always ups and downs. I always lose momentum in the beginning when I take up a task, and then suddenly a ray of light comes in and I do things much better than what I had anticipated. Fellow Toastmasters, our international presidents, and dignitaries from all over the world, have you faced any such situations? And what do you do in such scenarios? For me, I'll share 3 stories of my life. Stage 1, let me take you to my school days. Now, in school, we all love school life, but there's one dreaded word which we all hate. That's exams. Now, I used to react to exams as Toastmaster Asif used to react to his icebreakers. So whenever we used to tell Toastmaster Asif, do your icebreakers, man, I'm nervous. I'm sleepless. I don't think so. It's possible. That's exactly how I used to react. But every time I used to tell my mom, "Mom, it's not possible for me to clear the exams," there used to be a black coffee which used to come out. And she used to sit next to me, pat my back, with motivating me, and eventually it turned into a punishment. But the best part for me was the inspirational stories which my mom took me through. All I understood was the excuses were initially, but all I needed was a push to try harder and actually achieve my goals. So I did that successfully in my school. Stage 2, the place where I work, my workplace. 8 years back, I was actually promoted from a consultant to a corporate sales manager. Now here, the first few visits to the client side, I was like, no, this profile is scary. It's thankless, it's tiresome, and it's really terrible. I don't think so it's possible. My mentor at that time, my immediate boss, told me, "Rajesh, don't worry. Take one step at a time. Push, try harder." Those words basically helped me shape the entire sales profile of mine. Now today, 9 or 10 years into this field, I love sales. There have been deals which I've lost, but there are deals which have actually successfully won. And that's basically what happens when you have someone to push you to the next level. The third stage in my life, communication skills. Did you all know I was an introvert? I had problems speaking to my peers, my relatives, my friends. I did not speak to any girls till my 12th standard. Imagine, after that, I had to break over this communication skill. So every time I used to approach someone whom I really wanted to speak to, all I could ring in my head was, "It's just not possible, Rajesh. You can't even talk to her." But then there was an organization which actually helped me. There was a mentor in my life who said, "Rajesh, come to Toastmasters, where you can push, and try harder." I remember the first time, Toastmaster Asif, similar to you when I gave my first speech, nervous, very scared, but there were a lot of words which were echoing in the audience. One common spirit which said, "Go ahead, Rajesh, try harder, make these mistakes, push, try harder." And that's exactly why I'm standing here today with almost 6 years in Toastmasters and 6 years of being around crazy desert pioneers who always push you to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, what makes you stop? What makes you making the impossible possible? It's all about taking the first few steps. Definitely there'll be scenarios where you feel demotivated, you feel nothing is working around in your life. But all you need is that push, which could be from your friends, from your office peers, or from maybe a faith which you have. And all it takes is to give you that energy. It takes you to the next level where you exactly achieve what you want. Today, we're in a virtual world, right? Who believed that in Toastmasters, we would be meeting so often when COVID outbreak came in? We all pushed ourselves. There were some Toastmasters who came up with innovative ideas to make the Zoom meeting. And look at us today. We have the international president. We have all the dignitaries sitting together, enjoying a virtual fest. That's exactly what I meant. Push, push, try harder. As our CGD says, CGD, if you want to get maximum memberships, all you need to do, push, push, try harder. Over to you. Toastmaster of the day.
Am I audible? I feel like there's a connection error right there. Guys, can you hear me? Can I see a thumbs up?
Yes.
Oh, looks like I am audible. Great. Thank you, DTM Rajesh Venugopal, for that amazing speech. Timer, please give him a minute's time to get all the feedbacks from all our amazing audience. Moderator, are the polls ready?
Yes, I would like to know the timer. Are all the speakers qualified?
All the speakers have qualified, yes.
Beautiful.
Shall I launch the poll?
Great. So you can go ahead and launch the poll. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, go on and click your favorite speaker who you connected the most with, or you loved their speech so much that you're just going to go ahead and click on their names. Ooh, that is a tight competition, guys. And now, let's get a glimpse through the Desert Pioneers' lifestyle. Desert Pioneers celebrates online themed meetings. Desert Pioneers celebrates themed meetings. Desert Pioneers celebrates contests. Desert Pioneers celebrates Toastmasters. 95 years of Toastmasters being recreated into this. Is the ad over yet? Yeah, did they like it? Yeah? You think so? Was it okay? Yeah, let me move on to the next one. Yeah. Thank you. Timer, is the polls done?
Yes, the polls are done.
Yes, thank you. And Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Not So Late Night Show with the Pioneers. Our next segment is going to be the table topic session. And to host this session, we have with us a sensational Toastmaster. He wins hearts wherever he goes. He is known for his majestic voice, his majestic beard, and his awkward laugh. He also happens to be my elder brother, who did not force me to say any of these things. Let's welcome our table topics master for tonight's show, DTM Alan Paul. DTM Alan Paul, are you with us?
Yes, I am here. Thank you, Alina.
So, table topics master, what do you have in store for us today?
Well, I have come to notice that many in Toastmasters are interested in speaking, but not quite interested in evaluations. So most of them don't find the value in evaluation. So I have something in store for them.
That is true. We don't get much credits for being an evaluator when compared to being a speaker.
Yeah, but what our members don't realize is how to apply the concepts of evaluation in real life scenarios, on how we can use constructive feedback. So I have come across one of the projects in the traditional manual, and I thought now is a good time to apply this as our table topic segment.
Wow. All right. All the very best. And the stage is all yours.
Thank you. So the rules are quite simple for the guests who don't know what table topics are. This is where you speak impromptu for 1 to 2 minutes. But in today's session, it is going to be quite different. I will be calling upon two of you guys to enact some real life scenarios. And you're going to use constructive feedback to diffuse the situation. All right, this is very simple. We will have a demo. All right, we'll call some of the pioneers of our club to first enact a scenario. All right, can we have Vishal Edward Khan, are you there? Can I hear you? And Suhan, are you there, Suhan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can I also hear from Vishal?
Yes, I'm ready, lock and roll. Absolutely ready.
Perfect. I know you guys don't know the topic yet. I told you guys to be prepared just mentally. All right. The rules are also quite simple. Timer, can you please say the timing rules once more for all our table topic speakers?
Yeah, sure. So the timing for the impromptu speeches is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green signal. 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow signal. And at 2 minutes, I will show the red signal. And then we have a grace time of 30 seconds. Back to you,
Perfect.
table topic.
Thank you. Thank you, June. So Vishal and Suhan, I hope you're ready for the first scenario. Seeing you guys, others will also be inspired to take part in table topics. Whoever is interested to take part in table topics can message me so that I can note down your names for the scenario. All right. All right. Okay. Suhan, Vishal, ready?
Yeah. Yep. Yes, ready.
So this is the scenario. Your sibling fancies about a new age course for his undergraduate. You strongly believe that it is just a temporary boom and it has no future. How would you convince your sibling? Okay, now who wants to be the elder sibling here?
Okay, I'll be. I'm the second one.
Suhan, so you are the elder sibling, all right? And you're going to convince your younger sibling, Vishal, about persuading about his undergraduate, all right? So your time starts now. You both can have the conversation.
All right. Hi, brother. Suhan, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you, Vishal? How is everything with you? What's happening?
It's going great, but not so great because I wanted to discuss with you what my plans are regarding my graduation program. Now, I know there's a conventional way of getting your commerce and those conventional disciplines in which I can graduate. But I have seen a couple of my friends, they are looking at graduating into a different discipline, which is about digital marketing. Now, this is something which has been going on, as you can see, because of the COVID time, it has been going on. So I was thinking that I should pursue that course. What do you say? I mean, I was hoping if you could understand me, that I want to continue to pursue this course.
Well, I really appreciate that you have thought to do something creative, which I also wanted to do, but I'm happy that you have taken up. But I feel that, this course, I mean, won't have much scope in future much nowadays, because people are not sticking much into TV or net that much, or into newspaper. But how about you going to something that makes you happy? It's you're happy somewhere, right? I mean, in doing something creative and artistic.
Like?
About doing something like in fashion, something in movies. I have seen you you love painting and doing drawings before while you were in school. So why don't you take that interest into your career instead of doing this digital marketing, being on the system every time, and you're always you look little bold and kind of that way I feel. So why don't you think of something much creative, something within this thing?
Well, brother, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you've told me. Honestly, I'll give a thought about it. But here's the deal.
Yes.
I could go into those.
Wrap it up, guys.
I could go into provided I get a little share of your pocket money.
All right, you're my brother, so I'm ready to hear.
Love you, brother. Take care.
Love you so much.
Great.
All the best. See you then.
Fantastic work, guys. So I really like how Toastmaster Suhan was first listening to what his brother was saying before jumping into a conclusion. So you try to use constructive feedback to your advantage. So kudos to you guys. Let's give them both a huge round of applause. Great. I'm seeing a lot of messages. Wow, I love the enthusiasm over here. So let's move on to our next speakers. I believe, Subish, are you here? Subish and Asil. Asil, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. So I hope you guys know what to do. You already saw a scenario. So here is the next scenario. All right.
Yep.
You are a teacher and one of your students' parents have not been turning up for the parent-teacher meetings, and it is not promptly responding to your emails or messages. You feel worried how this is going to affect the child. How would you convince the parent? Asil, what would you like to be here? Would you like to be the parent or the teacher?
The teacher. I am a future teacher.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you are the teacher and now you have to convince the parent. I'll repeat it again. You are the teacher. One of your students' parents have not been turning up for the parent-teacher meetings and is not promptly responding to their emails. You feel worried about how this is going to affect the child. And your time starts now.
Hello, good evening to you, Sir Subish.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
How is your wife and kid? How are they?
Good, going on.
I hope
Thanks.
everything's okay. I hope everything's okay because I haven't seen you in your PTA meetings. I even tried sending you emails, but you haven't responded. I actually came over to your house while you were at work. You told me everything's okay. You're at work. What is your reason? Why aren't you showing up in the PTA? Even your kids say that your meeting is important.
Oh, yeah, I'm extremely sorry. I mean, I have been so busy with my job, but it's not a reason, obviously. And I know it's a big priority, and how my child will feel when he sees his father in a PTA meeting, and especially when he is getting appreciated, he'll be much more happy. I mean, it creates a lot of self-esteem in him. So I'm extremely sorry for that. However, I had my own, I have my job priorities as well. So I have to have a balance in between. But I make sure that I make sure that I sit with my child after every PTA meeting on that night, and I tell him the exact reason why I was not able to do it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really appreciating because that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You see, your kid is like my kid. All of the students are like my children. You know that children are like a white sheet of paper. What you're writing down, it's like you're writing down on them. What you're doing is having effect on them. You really need to have a good example for your kid because when he told me he had an important meeting, it's like he's saying that your meeting is more important than PTA. Now, I don't mean anything, but you've got to be careful what you're doing because when you set a bad example, you might be surprised what he's about to do. Tomorrow he might skip homework, then he'll skip exam, then you'll find him quit school completely. Now, tell me, what kind of a person do you want your kid to become when he grow up?
Absolutely. I mean, I totally agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is, obviously, when I go back, I sit to them and I explain to them exact reason. I don't give small reasons, but I exactly give reason. And I promise you that next time I'll be there.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you for being a wonderful parent and a great teacher. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Asil, I believe you will be a great teacher. Wow, nice way of convincing the parents.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So we have some guests who were interested. Can I have Hardik and Fakhruddin? Hardik, are you there? Who is Hardik?
Yes, I am there.
Oh, okay, great. And Fakhruddin is also there, right? Can I hear from you?
Yes.
Fakhruddin?
Yes, I am all yours.
Great. So you know the scenario. All right. So here's the situation. Your company is terribly impacted because of the current market crisis, and you are having a one-to-one with one of your employees. You need to convince that he has been terminated. How would you convey the message to your employee? Okay, first of all, who would like to be the boss here?
I can play the role of a boss.
Okay, Fakhruddin, play nice.
Yeah, I'll be nice. Don't
All
worry.
right. So, yeah, I'll repeat the question again. Your company is terribly impacted because of the current market crisis, and you're having a one-to-one with one of your employees. You need to convey that he has been terminated. How would you convey this message to your employee?
Okay. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Hi, Hardik. How are you?
Hi, Fakhruddin. I'm really good. How about you?
How have you been lately? It's good to see you back, bro. How was your vacations?
It was amazing. Thank you so much for being an amazing boss and providing me the much needed break of my work.
Your party is still pending for the delivery of your baby boy, huh?
Soon, anytime after work.
I appreciate, bro. I appreciate. You know, whenever I see you, I really get charged up. There are so much of positive vibes from you. And I was seeing the database of last month. You have cracked some amazing deals, bro. That's so nice to hear, to see this.
Thank you so much. The sensational energy comes from you, boss.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm indebted to have such a energetic and enthusiastic team. Hardik, I am here to discuss something with you, which may not go so easy with you, but I have to convey this. See, you know, this year has gone really critical for the company. You can understand that. And we have been through a lot of ups and downs due to pandemic and shutdowns. So we are here to retain the maximum client base as well as our staff. But unfortunately, the company and management has decided to lay off some of our hardworking employees. And your name has also been nominated. But rest assured, Hardik, I have already spoken in many good companies about you, and I will do my best to ensure that you get a job as soon as possible.
But boss, how is it possible? Because I have actually been a very star performer. So where will I go now?
I highly appreciated, Hardik, as I conveyed just now, and I'm conveying this again. You need not be worrying about securing your next job. I'll be they are hand in hand with you, and with whatever rapport and whatever reputation I have built in the market for last 10 years, I will utilize it to my 100% and ensure that not 1 month you go without being paid.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Hardik. Thanks for understanding.
Thank you.
Wow, that was a fantastic work, boss. Let's give them both a good round of applause for that. Wow. I wish I had such a nice boss.
Thank you
I
so
hope my
much.
boss is also not here. He's a very nice boss. All right. Thank you. So we have, who is it here now? Eliza and Eileen, who had volunteered. Eliza and Eileen, can I hear from you?
Hi, right here.
Oh, okay. Hi, Eileen. And where is Eliza?
It's me here. I
Oh,
also
okay,
cannot
great.
see
Very
which one is Eileen.
Uh,
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I see you.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys know what to do. You guys are doing great. So here's the scenario.
Just keep
You
it
have
going.
hired a web designer for your company's e-commerce business, and she is not sticking to your budget and is insisting to increase the budget for a better result, whereas you have a fixed budget to get the job done. How would you convince the designer? Okay, here, who would like to be the designer? Eileen?
Okay, sure.
Anyone?
Yeah, be the designer. Yeah.
Okay, Eileen. So
Why
okay, so you are the designer, all right? So I'll
Mhm.
repeat the question again. You have hired a web designer for your company's e-commerce business, and she is not sticking to your budget and is insisting to increase the budget for a better result, whereas you have a fixed budget to get this done. How would you convince the designer? You have 2 minutes, and the time starts now.
Hello,
Good
Eileen.
evening, Miss Eliza.
Yes, Eileen, I just saw that thank you very much for your hard work, but I looks like your web design is currently out of budget and is actually not what I want. So is it possible for you that you can make a very nice web, but based on our budget, the one that I already proposed to you?
Sure, Miss Eliza. The first thing that I do need to tell you is that according to your requirements, I did send you a sketch. And yes, I do understand that it goes a little out of hand, a little over budget, but it seems like the way you want to market things. Don't you think you could reconsider and stretch it a little bit more?
Okay, I understand about it, but the problem now, everybody is already doing all the website, everything. I know that you can find something because I hire you because I know that you are so creative. I know that you can have based on the budget that I give you. So please, use creativity because less is better. No need to have so many likes because we also have a time that we need to cut. We also have all the budget. So please stick to it. Unless I cannot pay you.
I appreciate your trust in my creativity. I truly think I can make a sensational job out of this. How about I prepare a few other ideas under your budget, and then we can figure out which one is the best option out there. Would that work for you?
Yes, you are a sensational designer. I would love to see your plan after this. And we have running out of time. I don't want to run our budget again. So I call you later next week after you give me.
All right, appreciate your time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you guys already Toastmasters? Because I can see you using constructive feedback very effectively. Wow. For the guests, now you know what is the importance of evaluations. Okay, for the next, we have David and Brahma Kumar. David, can I hear you? There you are. Can you unmute yourself? And Brahma Kumar?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Tabletop Master.
Great, and Brahma Kumar also volunteered, isn't it?
Hi, Alan and David.
Yes.
That's me.
Great. Fantastic. All right. So David and Brahma Kumar, this is your question. You started a business with your friend and she has not been realistic with the expenses. You want to tell her to cut the unwanted expenses without antagonizing him. How would you convince your friend? So who would like to be the friend who spends a lot? David, how about you?
Okay. I'll be the friend who spends a lot. Sure.
Okay. So Brahma Kumar here, you started a business with your friend, and he has not been realistic with the expense to cut the unwanted expenses without antagonizing him. How would you convince your friend? You have 2 minutes. Time starts now.
Devi, how are you?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
been a wonderful.
Brahmakar, I'm doing well, and I'm so excited about our business venture.
Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was an elephant that wanted to get peanuts, but it got bananas. In the same way, I asked you to do something simple, but you are making it too big, beyond my budget, beyond my expectations. Of course, it's not my expectation, my boss's expectation. And you know what they say about the boss, right? The boss is always right. And when the boss is wrong, they say refer to rule number 1. The boss is always right. So,
I understand what you're saying, Brahmakar, but my problem is that we need to think big if we are going to be big. And we need to go outside of the plan that we set out because we're not thinking big enough. We want to be the best. We've got to invest. We've got to have all of these things. You need to understand this is necessary.
I totally understand where you're coming from. You are telling me to build a rocket on Singapore, which doesn't have a space. You can do that in USA, but not in Singapore. So I'm telling you, or rather I'm asking you very nicely, think big when you're in the USA, but not big in Singapore. You can do simple things, but make a difference. Haven't you heard of saying the nice word at the right time and changing the minds of people? The same way, go for small things. Look at Mahatma Gandhi. He was not a rich man, pompous. He did simple things. A salt walk from one part of India to another, and that brought a whole crowd towards him and made the British shiver with fear about this man whom they said the fakir in loin cloth. Similarly, small things can make great sensations.
All right. I understand where you're coming from. I think we can try and discuss ways of cutting back without minimizing the impact that we want to have. Perhaps I should have consulted
Let's wrap it up
first before going outside of our budget. Thank you so much. I appreciate your stories. They have made me think.
Thank you, Devi. I'm sure you always will be there for me. And I'll be there for you too.
All right, we're in this together.
Yes.
Wow. Now imagine if people were brutal to each other, it wouldn't have gone the right way. Let's give a huge round of applause for both of them. And to all our contestants, I know many wanted to participate. I have my chat being flooded saying you guys want to participate, but unfortunately we are out of time. But for the ones who would like to know how we can improve on this constructive feedback and how to evaluate speakers, you're going to see that in the next session. With that being said, I would like to hand over back to our wonderful Toastmaster of the day. But before that, timer, is everyone qualified? I believe everyone is qualified.
Yes, all have qualified.
Thank you. So tech moderator, can you please launch the polls? And by this time, I will hand over back to our wonderful MC, who has a lot of things planned for you. Thank you. It's okay. The ball is going on, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, DTM Alan Paul, for that sensational and unbelievable constructive session that we just had. Do you all want to give him a a minute of feedback for that wonderful segment that he just conducted? Go ahead, chat away. Timer, are we done with the polls? Yes, okay. And welcome back to the Not So Late Night Show with the Pioneers. And we have come to the last segment of our meeting today, the evaluation segment. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our general evaluator for tonight, Richard Pick.
No music this time, right? I can go right into it. Just the applause track. Very well done. Speaking is a craft. It's a skill. In order to get better at it, we need to receive feedback so that we can constantly challenge ourselves the next time we speak. Tonight, we'll have a series of evaluators that will provide feedback to each of the speakers. Things that they've done well, things that they could improve upon, and possibly something that they can do to challenge themselves for their next speech. I'd like to invite our first evaluator, Toastmaster Sana. Toastmaster Sana is a student, a part-time educator, and an enthusiastic baker. We're going to have to talk about that baking, because I'm a baker as well, and a member of Toastmasters for 2 years. She is currently the Desert Pioneers Evaluation Champion. Congratulations. So we expect a lot out of you tonight, and will be representing the club at the division contest. Toastmaster Sana will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Asif. Toastmaster Sana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me just pin the timer. All right. Courage isn't about knowing the path. It's about taking that first step. And Toastmaster Asif, I am so glad you took that first step, because tonight you gave us a sensational speech. This wasn't just an icebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. This was a combination of inspiring, engaging, and humorous speech. Toastmaster Asif, you began your speech with a quote about wild animals and fleece, and you gained your attention. And we all were intrigued as to where this would go. And then you used body language and vocal variety to get your message across. I particularly loved your body language when you pretended to hold the report card, get disappointed by the grades, and then throw it over your shoulder. And your stage crafting skills. Wow, you helped us cope with different events of your life by sectioning to different stages. And that was amazing. Another thing that I'd like to commend you on is your tactful use of humor, especially when you said that you were so close to the judges, you even knew their kids. That tells us that you are a great storyteller. You know how to make people smile, and you had an even pace of words with appropriate pauses. Although I felt as if you missed tiny opportunities to incorporate pauses to create suspense. For instance, when you had that groundbreaking revelation of your relative thinking. I would have loved to see a pause before and after your message. For example, Asif, you're comparing yourself with others instead of yourself. Pause. The pause before this message would help the audience lean in and wait and sit in that suspense. And the pause after the message would have helped the audience marinate in the message you just said. And what's better, you could have lowered your voice to get that suspense and drama needed. Let's talk about your vocal variety. Oh my God. You know what, next time we have an event, let's just agree that we're booking Toastmaster Asif for any singing events. Because what a voice. You just had your own concert at this stage. Although I felt as if you hesitated for a tiny few seconds, like you just realized, oh my God, I'm singing. And then you took a few seconds to find your voice. So the next time, I want you to really go for it. Own that moment, own that stage, because for those 7 minutes, this is your stage. This is your concert. So just go for it. In conclusion, I loved the gestures, loved the humor, and I loved the stage crafting moments. If you could just work on your pauses and lowering your voice to create suspense and owning your concert moments, you are going to go to great heights. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sana. A round of applause for that evaluation. Our second evaluator will be Toastmaster Hanan. Toastmaster Hanan works as a senior manager at the Australian College of Kuwait. He's a Toastmaster for 3 years now, the D20 Humorous Speech Champion for the term of 2019-2020. Toastmaster Hanan will be evaluating the speech of Distinguished Toastmaster Arish. Toastmaster Hanan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Superb, splendid, sensational, amazing speech, my lovely DTM Arij. Superb because you met your speech objectives. Superb because of your amazing storytelling skills. Sensational. Come on, your stage movements, the vision, the visual graphic you have described for us, the emperor, the princesses, the dragon, amazing. You took us to the fairy tale world. I love it. We were there with you. Sensational because of your facial expressions, your hand gestures, your vocal variety. What can I say more? You were splendid because you geared us up, you moved us, you pushed us, and you prepped us to that final big, deep question. Amazing speech delivered by an amazing Toastmaster, seasonal Toastmaster. My lovely Toastmaster Arish, I love every aspect of your speech, your humor, especially when the last princess tricked the dragon and gave him that flower. It proves men will always be men, even if they are dragon. He was almost tricked. Unfortunately, men are also good stabbers. Now, let me give you one comment, only one comment for that splendid speech. The comment is, I know the purpose of your speech is to just give us a story. But for an inspiring speaker like you, I wanted that lesson. Because as any grandmother or a mother tells her children or grandchildren a story, there is always a lesson behind that story. You left us with a big question. Who was the person, who was the reason, who were responsible for the death of these princesses? Was it the dragon or was it the emperor? We wanted to listen to your point of view. I've noticed that your speech ended at the green light. Maybe you could at least have 2 minutes more to explain to us, what do you think? Who was responsible for the death of these princesses? Maybe you could have asked some interaction from your audience, listen to different views. We can all learn from each other. In my point of view, it was the responsibility of both the princesses and the emperor. But again, you might have a different way of thinking about it. To summarize, I believe you were splendid, you were sensational, and superb delivering that speech. One point only to work on is your lesson. What is the lesson learned? What exactly you want to convey to your audience? Of course, you had an amazing storytelling skills, but again, what was behind that story? What was the lesson learned? Thank you very much. I'm looking forward for your future speeches. Back to you, General Evaluator.
too many mute buttons going on here. Someone mutes me, but I got my microphone muted, so I don't have to be muted on the screen. I have to say that is the first evaluation I've seen that has had as much vocal variety and body language as the speech itself. Congratulations on that. Very well done. Our third evaluator is Toastmaster Suhan. Toastmaster Suhan started his Toastmasters journey in 2016. On the professional front, he works as a sales manager for National Supplies Company. On the personal front, he's married and waiting for the best thing to happen in life. He loves to read books, travel, and explore new places. He will be competing at the Division International Speech Contest. Toastmaster Suhan will be evaluating the speech of Distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh. Toastmaster Suhan, the floor is yours. Why is it we've
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends, what happened? Are you a little surprised? No worries. We got to push, and try harder. This is what my target speaker has been telling us from the beginning till the end of his speech. What a really amazing speech. I loved about it because it really connected me, especially when I started my journey in Toastmasters. That time I was always looking forward to someone's motivation and inspiration, where I can do my best from the beginning till the end. And let me tell you the good things, what I have seen in Toastmasters Rajesh's speech. First thing is that I love the way he connected from the beginning of the title, saying that here, when his mom said that it is not possible, but when he has really hooked me up, saying that this is how that he has come into this world, this sensational world where he is present in front of us, till he shared his story that why he has joined the Toastmasters Club. And I really enjoyed the speech where he has told about where he had got into problems in every stage where he stepped in from his school, from the workplace, and where he had a problem with communication skills, especially when we talk to girls. That has really hooked me up because this is what I too faced at the beginning, where to be honest with you all, in my company of National Supplies Company, there are no female employees, and I was really getting monotonous about it. Like, how will I go on and how will I get married? But things went on smooth for me very well. And I'm really enjoyed to listen to sensational speech. But in order to ameliorate this speech to another level, Toastmaster Rajesh has to do two important things. One is he needs to pause, push, try harder. And also, I had seen him that he was trying to do some stage moments, but I would really recommend him that before you start, just practice in some places where you can place your stage. And lastly, I would like to recommend you that let's not reference someone else's speeches, because it's a new rule as per the contest rule book that we are not allowed to reference someone's speech into our speech. Well, yes, I really love the way you connected to us, and you're an awesome, inspirational, and a sensational speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh. I wish you all the best for your further prospects. And back to you, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Suhan, for that evaluation. For our Tech Master, do we have the poll ready for the evaluators?
For that, I would like to know timer. Are all the evaluators qualified?
All the evaluators have qualified, yes.
Thank you. I'll launch the poll.
Madam Timer, can we get 1 minute once the poll has been launched? please vote for the best evaluator of this evening. Thank you, Madam Timer. We'll now call on some of our functionaries to see how we did tonight. Our grammarian is Toastmaster Amrit. Toastmaster Amrit is an electrical engineer by profession who is specialized in lighting design. He served as the president of Desert Pioneers in the last term when the club made it into the top 10 list in the world. Congratulations. And also won the Golden Gavel Award for being the best club in District 20. I've been to District 20. That must have been a competition to be able to reach that level. Currently serving as area director for Area 30, a simple human being who believes in the magic of teamwork. Grammarian Amrit, how did we do tonight?
Great. Thank you, General Evaluator, for that lovely introduction. Now, today, it has been a happy day as a grammarian, a tough day indeed, but a very happy day. We had the word of the day mentioned, the sensational mentioned more than 20 times in today's meeting, which is simply amazing. Now, if you look at the role players, this is how it was spread out. Sergeant at Arms to GE, everyone mentioned the word of the day. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Alina Paul, she mentioned it 3 times. And one very good thing which we found in her speech was she tried to replace adjectives in such a way that she could avoid the word very, which is very good in fact. She mentioned phenomenal instead of using very good. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Alina. Going on, if you look at the speakers, we had some amazing speeches with very good usage of English language. They also used the word of the day. Toastmaster Asif used a metaphor, the fleas of wisdom. He considered the wisdom, the knowledge he is gaining as the fleas coming into his head. Now, there was a very good usage, relative thinking, which is new in its concept also. Coming along, Arij Jafar, she mentioned an anaphora. She mentioned I am 3 times consecutively so that it gave a different impact to her speech. Going on to Toastmaster Rajesh, he had mentioned the word of the day twice, and he used a couple of alliterations, very nice. His speech title itself was kind of an alliteration. Push, push, it's possible. As you can see, the word P is repeating thrice, which makes it a bit rhyming and interesting. He also mentioned another alliteration, which is thankless, tiresome, terrible. Moving along, we had our evaluators who also mentioned the word of the day, but there was some real nice usage of tools. Like Toastmaster Sana mentioned in anaphora, this is your stage. This is your moment. That adds on a suspense and that adds on emphasis to her speech, which was done really nice. And she mentioned about Toastmaster Asif's speech, I loved this, and I love this part. So 3 things mentioned in a continuous manner. That is anaphora. Now, going along, we had Toastmaster Hanan with her amazing evaluation, used the word of the day 4 times in a very befitting manner. She also mentioned an anaphora. Who was the culprit? Who was responsible? Who was doing it? So these questions coming up back to back made it a very good impact. Now, she also used a wonderful alliteration, which even structured her speech, which was superb, splendid, sensational, which is again the word of the day. Toastmaster Suhan also mentioned the word of the day thrice. He also used an interesting term to mention, to uplift the speech, that is to ameliorate. To wrap up, there are a couple of suggestions which we found in today's meeting. We found someone mentioning couldn't able to, rather than it was better to use was not able to. And also we mentioned did, went. Whenever we are using this term did, let's make sure we use the present tense, not the past tense. Did go, not did went. Thank you for an amazing audience today. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you to our grammarian tonight. A big round of applause. I'll now call on our ah counter to see how we did. Toastmaster Soraya is our ah counter tonight and is an enthusiastic member of this club, currently serving as the VPPR. A physiology undergraduate who joined Toastmasters only a year ago. Please join me in welcoming our ah counter, Soraya.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator DTM Richard Peck, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. Now, I hope I wasn't looming over you, even though you could see me writing down. I hope you didn't pay much attention, because this meeting, honestly, has been a breeze for me. First of all, let us go into prepared speakers. We have our icebreaker, and drum rolls, please, because dadan, dadan, huh? I found no filler sounds or filler words or repetitions. So good on you, Toastmaster Asif, for really just coming in and hitting that home run for me and making my job easy. Next, we have our second speaker, DTM Arij. She only had 1 filler sound and she had 4 filler words, his, her, youngest, dragon, throw, all just once, which gives her an average of 0.9 filler sounds and words per minute. Great job. Next, we have our third prepared speaker, DTM Rajesh. He had just 1 filler word, mostly filler repetition, and which gives him an average, an amazing average of 0.15. I had to go into decimals for this, like really go into decimals. And then, of course, we have our evaluators who really let me relax for this one. But also because I had to write up my report, they gave me some time to do so. We have our area champion, first of all, Toastmaster Sana, who mostly had repetitions instead. Ice, when, your, another thing, again, all once, giving her an average of 1.3 filler sounds and words per minute, which is actually really good because I was hooked in. Next, we have Toastmaster Hanan, who really gave me a break and helped me finish this report. She only had 1 repetition, and that was, it was, giving her an average of 0.28. Well done. And last, we have Toastmaster Suhan, who had 2 filler sounds, well, 1 filler sound, but twice, and the following filler words and repetitions, giving him an average of 3.6 filler sounds and words per minute. But please give me a few more seconds. This is special. The role players, I have in fact counted your R's and M's as well. First up, we have TMOD Alina, who throughout her whole segment, this entire meeting, I couldn't even time. She only had 1 filler sound. I thought I was hearing wrong because then her average was so minuscule, I had to put something there. So congratulations on being the best MC in the sense that no filler sounds, no filler words. Great job. Next, we have our table topics master who probably had a lot to do today, especially with that interactive segment. He had these filler sounds and these repetitions. Again, because it's on the fly, it is going to happen. So his average came up to 1.3, which is amazing, by the way. Next and lastly, we have our president. Just 2 filler sounds, just 2, with an average of 0.2 per minute. Thank you so much for making my job easy. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you to our R counter. A very difficult role, having to be accurately listening throughout the meeting. Well done. I'd like to now invite our timer to tell us how we did. Toastmaster June was our timer today. I hope you all noticed how colorful she was as the time kept changing. I noticed her eyes getting very red as it was getting later and later on the time. That should have scared you all to stop right then. Toastmaster June, how did we do tonight?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Well, everything was perfect. The meeting was on time and we are at time. We are up to date with everything. I will just give you a short report on the timings of all the speakers that we had today. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Asif spoke for 6 minutes and 27 seconds. DTM Arit spoke for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. DTM Rajesh spoke for 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Moving on to the table topic segment, we had Toastmaster Suhan and Toastmaster Vishal, who just scraped. They each 2 minutes, 30 seconds, right on the dot. Then we had Toastmaster Asil and Toastmaster Subish, who spoke for 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Toastmaster Fakhruddin and Toastmaster Hardik, 2 minutes and 29 seconds, just got by. Toastmaster Elisa and Eileen for 1 minute and 50 seconds. And Toastmaster David and Toastmaster Brahma Kumar spoke for 2 minutes and 29 seconds as well. And lastly, the evaluation segment, we have the evaluators. Toastmaster Sana spoke for 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Toastmaster Hanan spoke for 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Toastmaster Suhan spoke for 3 minutes, 9 seconds. Then our role players, we had the grammarian report and the R counter. The grammarian report was for 4 minutes, 40 seconds, and the R counter for 4 minutes and 19 seconds. With that being said, back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Timer June. It was interesting to watch the Toastmaster of the Day's hand go over her mouth when she heard the times for those 2 reports. So you could see that she was actively engaged in listening to what was going on. It's now time for me to give my report and my feedback.
General Evaluator, DTM Richard Peck, sorry for the interruption. Since we are running out of the time, I request all the members and guests to extend the meeting for another 15 minutes. So I request the members to raise the motion to extend the meeting time. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Toastmaster Hanan Halouch, a member with Desert Pioneers at Good Standing. I would like to raise the motion to extend the meeting for additional 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Manaf, a member from Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club and member with Good Standing. I second the motion.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suhan. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator DTM Richard Peck. Apologize for the interruption.
Oh, no problem, President Saran. Greatly appreciated. So we have now gone from the not so late night show to the it's getting late night show. Let me provide my feedback on the meeting, and I'll keep it as brief as I possibly can. The meeting started off very engaged. I was getting messages from Jessica, Jessica was responsible for choosing your club as part of the tour, so give Jessica a big round of applause. But she was sending me a message going, they're playing music, it's great, it's like the night show. So I knew that she was engaged and excited, and I had to jump on as quickly as I could. So it started off well engaged, which I think is great. The Toastmaster of the day and the president welcomed everybody, set the tone for the meeting, which is vital. These meetings, whether they're online or on site, need to be conducted in the same way as if they're the same type of meeting. So I appreciated the way you did that. The guests were welcomed, and I know we want to welcome some more guests towards the end, so that's why I'm not going to take as much time. I did appreciate the introduction of the tag team, and I appreciated getting some introductions for the tag team in advance, so I knew a little bit about the individuals. Thank you for that. The rapid fire round, there was no change to the agenda. I heard that asked, and I didn't see rapid fire round on the agenda anywhere. I think somebody missed that point, but that was a lot of fun, so thank you for that. When I was listening to the speakers, such a dynamic range today between an icebreaker speech, the engaging humor, and our third speaker who was doing, and I don't have it in front of me.
Inspire audience.
Thank you. I was looking at trying to get the abbreviation with what that was. So thank you for that. What a range in speakers. And as I was thinking, the first speakers always strive to be better. Right? Isn't that what we do as individuals? We always strive to be better. As speakers, always strive to be better than the last time we spoke. As a race car driver, always striving to be better in my next race than my one previous. When we got to talking about the dragon and the emperor, waiting for that call to action as we heard, or what did she think? What did our speaker think was the reason? And what came to my mind was that the true evil in there was hubris. Great pride in being able to accomplish something. So hubris was the individual there. And then our speaker number 3 with the great reminder that when things get tough, to just push a little harder, break through. Well done, all of you. 2 of the most interesting reports I've seen to date, the Grammarians report and the Counters report. I have never seen a meteorological forecast for a grammarian report. And that's where I do have at least one recommendation. So when the Grammarians report was being introduced and he was going through the different pieces, the simile, the alliterations, there were moments where there were definitions for those on the screen, but they went so quickly that anyone who's not familiar with what those are would have missed them. So maybe just slow that screen down a little bit or have them come up at the same time we're speaking about them. The Counter report, another unique report. Never seen that done. Never seen anyone give the amount of filler per minute on a report. So that was very unique. I think that what I'm noticing when I looked in your participant window and your chat window was spot on. Participants had gone in and put guests in front of their name, so I'm not sure if you asked them to do that in advance or not, but it's a nice grouping. Now you can see where all your guests are. And normally I have to recommend that clubs limit chat, that the use of chat should be almost prohibited during a meeting, because it's no different than if we were in the same room, the speaker's on the stage, and I'm turning to somebody next to me talking. But I did notice that your chat was very mild today and was generally in those sections right between the speakers. So very well done there, very professional. The only thing that really I would challenge you on is time. And I was watching the agenda, as I tend to do, and at one point in time, we were 15 minutes off, which is quite a bit of time to try to make up, and we've caught up by a little bit, but not the entire time. So when we're thinking about people who are around the world joining us, we need to make sure that we're a little bit close on that time. Table topics, that was unique. I've never seen table topics done like that before. So you have done a great job of setting some best practices, setting some uniquenesses that I think others will take back to their club. Now, I'd like to get the grammarian and the accounter to send me copies of those reports so that I can see how I can use them at my club. I think that'd be valuable. I've visited District 20. I've visited clubs in the district. I was quite confident that I was going to see something special today. And I did. Thank you for providing me that remembrance of my time in District 20 and of living up to the expectations that your leaders have in you. You really shined brightly today. You are truly pioneers. Whether you are in the desert or not, you are still the pioneers. For our tech master, do we have the poll for best role taker?
Yes, we will launch now.
Okay. Very good. Then we will move on. I turn it back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank
Well, I think
you. Sorry?
Toastmaster of the day, I need to challenge you.
Yes.
You were picking on your brother there a little bit today. When do you plan on getting the D in front of your TM?
I'm just a DTM project away from my D.
All right, I expect to see that so I can put my name on it.
Thank you. Thank you, International President, for that fun evaluation. I'm sure everyone here feels beyond amazing with that feedback that you just gave us here today. So everyone, Toastmasters and guests, that's my time for today. I'm not going to take any more time. Let me hand over the stage back to our president, Toastmaster Sairam. Over to you.
Wow, what an amazing meeting. Sorry, the show. Well done, Toastmaster Elena Paul, for the fantastic theme. And Table Topic Master, DTM Alan Paul. The segment was very fruitful, and personally, I have learned a lot of things as evaluation point of view. Simply super, sensational. And the most important session of the meeting, evaluation. General evaluator of today's meeting, International President DTM Richard Peck. What a mind-blowing and empowering feedback you have shared with us. Thank you so much. And it's my gratitude to say thanks to each and every role player of today's meeting, guests, and the dignitaries from the district for joining us and making this meeting a grand success and sensational meeting in the town. Before I go further, I would like to hear a few words from the guests. I hope we have District Director.
We would like to hear from Jessica.
Okay. Toastmaster Jessica, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yes. How did you feel the meeting, please?
This meeting was such a sensational, fun time. I loved everything about it. I love that you took the International World Tour background and created your own not still a late night show background that people are using. I love that you had the music introductions like Richard mentioned earlier. And what I loved most of all about this was the energy that every single one of your members brought to this meeting today. It is evident that you are all proud to be Toastmasters, and it was such a good time. Thank you for allowing me to join today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jessica. Thank you so much for the wonderful words. Next, we have the guest, Toastmaster Viola. Sorry if I pronounce your name in a wrong way. Toastmaster Viola, are you? Yes, please. We would like to hear a few words from you.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed the meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed the sensational meeting. Very unique. I loved the grammarians report, the counter report, and the energy, like Jessica said. Thank you very much for a different meeting, very refreshing.
Thank you, Toastmaster Viola. Thank you so much for the great words. Now, are we done with the meeting?
Mr. President, I have one request.
Yes, DTM Richard. Yes, please.
So I'll make this brief. When the world tour is over, I'll be putting together a journal of the clubs I visited. I would kindly request that the club provide me a write-up with what you would like the rest of the world to know about Desert Pioneers. You've had 60 people here, but there's still over 300,000 that would like to know about you.
Great. Thank you. Sure, definitely. We'll be in touch with you. Thank you, DTM Richard. Thank you so much. Okay, now it's the time for the results. Are you ready? Please unmute yourself. The meeting is over. The speakers. Please unmute yourself.
We are ready.
Yes.
Born
Okay.
ready.
So, tech moderator, are you ready?
Come on, Shiraz.
Yes. So to present the certificates, I request International President and the General Evaluator of today's meeting, DTM Richard. We request to present the certificates to the winners.
Very good. I don't have the name, so we will go with tech moderator. Do we have the order in which you want to present?
Yes, names are sent to you on the chat, private chat.
Okay, very good. Give us 1 second as we overcome our technical barriers here. Mr. President, if you'd like to call on another guest while I get this information, that would be great.
Sure, for sure. We have another guest, Toastmaster Todd Sorry if I pronounce your name in the wrong way. We would like to hear a few words from you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and world travelers. It was definitely one of the meetings that I would put in my top 10 of stellar presentations, awesome use of technology, many share best practices, and probably one that I will revisit. I've often been known to say that Toastmasters works when Toastmasters work, and you are definitely working the program hard. I also say a really good meeting is one where you learn something, you do something, you say something, and you have fun. You have that in spades in this club. So congratulations on having a really good meeting. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Turd, for the energizing words. Thank you so much. So, tech moderator, Toastmaster Shiraz.
I have the results.
Very good, fantastic. So,
All right.
drum rolls, please.
Our icebreaker of the day goes to Toastmaster Asif Mayud. And if that's your version of icebreakers in this club, wow, did you set the bar high. The best role player of the day, Toastmaster Alina Paul.
Thank you. Thank you.
The best table topics of the day goes to Toastmaster Fakhruddin. The best evaluator of the day goes to Toastmaster Hanan Halush. And the moment you've all been waiting for. See, I can sit perfectly still like I'm frozen and everyone thinks that Zoom has gone out. The best speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Arij Jafar.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank
Congratulations to
you.
everybody.
And DTM Richard, I miss you.
Thank you, Arij. Great speech. Mr. President, I turn the meeting back to you.
Thank you, International President DTM Richard Peck. Thank you so much. And DTM Richard, if you remember, we Desert Pioneers Toastmasters met you the last time in Bahrain DTAC in 2019. We had a very wonderful and sweet memories with you. We had a lot of pictures with us, actually.
It was a great event. I can't wait to come back and visit the people of Bahrain and Kuwait. It was one of the most memorable visits I've ever had.
And I think that was the last DTAC, when the physical DTAC we have. Thank you. So before I adjourn the meeting, I request all the members, please give a special appreciation to our speaker, icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster Asif, since he started his Toastmaster journey with today's icebreaker speech. Wish you all the best, Toastmaster Asif. We Desert Pioneers.
Let's have a photo.
Yes. Can we take a crazy one and then a normal one?
Yeah.
What is a pose?
What's the pose? DTM Richard, would you like to do the honor of a crazy pose?
I tend to shy away from crazy posts because I never know where these pictures are going to end up.
What do we do?
By the way, many of you may not know DTM Richard is a great photographer.
Oh.
Who's
He's
taking
one of
the
the best
picture?
photographers.
Let's
This
do
is his main
racing,
hobby.
like racing, since he's a racer.
Everyone's ready?
Drag racer?
Yes.
Oh wait, this looks like
This looks like we're boxing.
Yeah, let's box.
okay, wait, thumbs up, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are two.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We, Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club, conducts the meetings on every second and fourth Tuesday. So our next meeting will be on 23rd Feb 2021. So I request all the members and our international president, DTM Richard Peck, please join us back. With that, we adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. Stay in touch.
Thank you very much, DTM Richard. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. It was my pleasure. Thank you, Jessica. See you later.
Pleasure to see you, DTM Richard.
We love you, DTM Richard.
Oh,